Johnson decides to stay with the Lions and try to help them reach the Super Bowl next year to complete their mission. Um, no one expected, no one. Well, I'm not gonna say no one, but all of the national media kind of predicted or really actually put themselves out there saying this was a lock hire for the Commanders, that Ben Johnson was his guy, was their guy, and that it was the perfect fit. Uh, regardless of the situation, he was the hot coordinator amongst others, but his name was really kind of linked uh, through media reports, reputable reports that he was linked to the Washington Commanders, and that was their target guy. And you know, you, the thing is, you couldn't hear much because of the simple fact he was still preparing for the playoffs, and he went to the NFC Championship, and they came up short after a 17-point halftime lead. Uh, this is why I don't jump out the window on a lot of these reports, because a lot of people just want to be out there. They just want to get their name attached to something, and they're doing their jobs, and I get it. They're trying to strum up clicks and likes and whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I always just let it play out. My thing is, unlike many of you in the fan base, that kind of goes with everything, and then do your mock drafts off of these rumors and innuendos, and you guys are trying to mock draft with the system that he might run, what he's going to run, and try to attach players to that. But I just think you just wait, because I've seen it all in the NFL. I just think you just wait, and you just you, a lot of people like Ben Johnson. His name was mentioned. All of a sudden, he was the hot name, and my honest opinion is I don't go with hot names. I just go with the more substance person. I look at a leader as a person that can motivate players, can you know take on that coach's mentality and identity, and so with Ron had a lot of wordplay, word salad. Um, he was very savvy with the media, and a lot of people got onto his plan, and it just after a while, it was just like, what plan does he have? In the fourth year, he's talking about he's still building a roster, and so this is a hard, being an NFL coach is a hard job. So maybe Ben Johnson felt like, hey, I got a good situation here in Detroit. I might get a bump in pay or whatever, or maybe he wasn't, the shiny toy as everyone expected. You know what I'm saying? Maybe when he took the interview with Seattle, maybe his price, they kind of shied away from his, asking price or whatever. So, or maybe they wasn't really in love with him. So, and maybe he felt like, let me just bow out, because now the reports come out of Washington that it's really not a done deal. It's on their end, they're doing their due process, and so maybe he felt like, hey, I got a good thing here in Detroit. I'm gonna be hot next year if we do what we have to do here in Detroit as we think we're gonna do, and the offers will be there. You got the Dallas Cowboy job might be up. You have everybody in the NFC job is on the line. Everyone's. The teams like Dallas, Philadelphia, and New York. All of their coaches on the hot seat. So those are good landing spots. Not saying Washington isn't, but the more when it got down to two teams and everybody else hired their coach, I thought something was up. Um, I said, well, what's up with this guy? You know what I mean? And I understand the situation with the rules with the NFL and everything. So I just thought, I don't know, man. I just thought I didn't know. I mean, I was shocked. Not really shocked. I really wouldn't have mind Raheem Morris, but he took a great job in Atlanta, and he has a relationship with Arthur Blank. So, but this was a stunner as far as the settle, just the abruptness of it. I mean, you got team officials flying to Detroit to interview you personally, and also the defensive coordinator Aaron Glenn, and you tell them mid-flight or gets word to them that you're taking your name out the out of the head coaching. You're removing your name from the head coaching positions this year. I mean that I didn't like that. Um, that shows a character flaw right there because you got people that's flying out there. You know what I mean? If you had any reservations about the job, why didn't you just, you know, mention that to someone, agent wise? I don't know. I don't know how it's played out. It could be a numerous things. They're all gonna put a spin on it. But anyway, I'm not gonna hold you. I just thought I'd jump on to mention that stunner for this region. But hey, you got other candidates out there. You got Mike McDonald. You have the Ravens defensive coordinator. You saw his work in the playoffs. Unfortunately, the quarterback and the offense for the Ravens made too many mistakes. They beat themselves. So Mike Quinn is out there. He's had a coaching job in Atlanta. You see what he did. His defense in Dallas in the playoffs weren't that great the last couple of years, but he's a name, and I don't know how the fan base would take that. Kind of like settling, kind of like it gives me Jim Zorn vibes and all that. So we'll see. But there's several other candidates. Weaver. I don't think Slovic's available in it. I think he's getting a boost and paid to stay at the Texans. So it's crazy. Belichick's still out there. Mike Vrabel is still out there. And maybe there's a surprise candidate somewhere else. I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, peace and blessings. One.